Hello, and welcome to week one of your online class this summer. I wanted to go over a couple things real quick. First off, you'll notice at the top of each week, there's going to be this discussion. And the discussions are just for you to interact with the course and the material, and also for you to interact with your other students. So there's some deadlines here. The first deadline is to post a response to the prompt, which is right here, prior to 11:59 p.m. on Wednesdays, okay? And then once you have your prompt, right, so like Joseph and Jordan responded to the prompt already, you will respond to two of your classmates, or you'll have two peer responses, all right? So like Joseph, he wrote this, he could come down here and say, hey, Jordan, I know what it's like using the Intel Core or whatever. You know, you can just kind of have a discussion. Now, the content of your post needs to be related to the material, right? So since this week is like getting started in building a computer and working with computers, that's what you should talk about. I don't want you just to say, I agree with what you said, and then hit submit. If you do that, you're not going to get full points. You've got to have some interaction, all right? Now, it has a minimum words, 150, that's just a very small paragraph, all right? So be careful and make sure you do those discussions. And then the other thing that we're going to be graded on are these labs. So if you come down into week one, these ones that have like a due date and a point value, those are the weekly labs. And those labs are on the CertMaster site. Now, when you get to the CertMaster site, if you come into this Getting Started page, when you access any of those pages for the first time, it's going to ask for a key, an access key. So here is a temporary access key that I provided to you that will be good for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, you're going to have to purchase this key, all right? Now, when you go into the link, it's going to pop up with this, please enter your activation code and put this number, just copy and paste this right here and activate it. And then you'll have 2 weeks from the time you activate it to use the material, all right? After 2 weeks, you're going to have to come in and purchase your own access key. And the cost of this for the A+ class is $250. For the Network Plus class, it's $175, all right? And then here's some information on how you can set that up. So you have 2 weeks to get all that figured out. All right. Another thing I wanted to mention is when you go into any of these links, and notice on week one, I have everything linked. I went through the week one on the CertMaster site, and I pulled in every link on there. So there's a ton of stuff here, but only the ones with a due date and a grade are ones that you'll be graded on. Okay? Week two, I only put the links to the section headers and the assignments. And then in week three, I just put the assignments. So when you look at week three, that's all we're going to do that week. And I say all. There's a total of 97 labs that you'll do. Some of them are very, very short. But anyway, once you're in CertMaster, if you click on this outline, you will be able to see everything that is in this site. Now, for the price, I know some of you are going to go, man, that's an expensive book or an expensive material. And I agree with you. It is a little pricey, but you're getting a lot out of this site. So you will have access to this material on CertMasters Learn for 12 months. So you can go in and out of here for the next 12 months to really refine all of your skills. So like if you come in here, think of this site as your textbook. So if you wanted to read, well, what does an IT specialist do? If you want to watch the video, right? You can come in here and say, here's the video.
Tech pays well. If you can learn how to learn in that way, it becomes fairly easy. And a lot of programs are geared towards that now, where you can come in with very little to no.
Okay, so you can come in and watch these videos. You can go to the next section, and there's a little scenario, the role, all that. And then at the end of each module, there's a quiz. Now, these quizzes are not graded. I mean, they'll be graded on the CompTIA site, but they will not show up in our grade book. So if we look at our grade book, the only thing that is in our grade book are the labs. So let me get to the bottom here. So all we have are all the labs here, right? See them at the top there. And then our weekly discussions. So you can go through and always monitor what you're doing. Now, when you finish a lab on CompTIA, so let me find a lab here. And a lab in this material, they're the ones with the little mouse icon next to them. So if you click on this, and then you can start the lab. When you finish and submit for grading, it will tell you what you got right or what you got wrong. If you got something wrong, you can redo these. You can take these labs as many times as you want until you get 100% on them. And then when you get 100%, it will show up in the grade book as 2 out of 2. Okay? Now, sometimes there's a slight delay between the synchronization of this grade book with Canvas's grade book, but don't worry about that. I can run a sync, or I can go into the grade book over here and force it to update the grades. So if you see a couple missing after you know you've done them, don't worry about it. It will eventually show up there. All right? So that should be enough to get us started on week 1. All right. So you guys take care. And if you need anything, reach out to me either through the inbox on Canvas or via email, or here's my phone number, right? I have my phone number on all these pages. So, and my email address is right here as well. You can also, and a couple of us have already done this, you can click on this link to Zoom with me. If you want to, do a face-to-face virtual meeting on Zoom, we can do that. And almost everybody has taken the syllabus quiz and introduced yourself, but make sure you do that before tonight at midnight. If you don't do that and you've not interacted with the course, you're going to get dropped for no-show. So be certain to do that. All right, take care, and I'll talk to you next week, or later if you need it this week. Bye-bye.